Hello, everybody. I'm Byron Anderson with the Tarleton Sports Network. Welcome to the Point, an inside look at Tarleton Athletics. Joining us today will be Tarleton power hitting first baseman Blake Burns. Before we get to know Blake, let's take a look at some of his impressive numbers from last season and some of his accomplishments. Blake led the Texans in 12 offensive categories, including hitting .452 on the shortened season with 7 home runs at 31 RBI. He also led the Lone Star Conference in 3 different offensive categories. Last week, he was named one of our 4 Student Athletes of the Year here at Tarleton State University. Blake, thank you so much for joining us here on To The Point.
Thanks for having me.
Really excited to talk to you today, Blake. Let's talk a little bit about those numbers. You are a junior college transfer at Tarleton State University. You came here, and in your first year, you batted .315. You didn't have any home runs. You had 16 RBIs. I talked about those numbers that you had last year, and you were on a record-setting pace. You put up those impressive numbers. What was the key making that move from your junior year to your senior year and making such a vast difference in what you did for the team?
Right. I think the biggest thing from year 1 to year 2, honestly, was just my overall health. I had a nagging shoulder injury going into the season, my first year here. And it was to the point really the whole year where, swinging the bat was pretty painful on every swing. And, I just couldn't really be myself. So I took a lot of time in the off season in the summer and worked with the trainers here at Tarleton to, get me back and ready for this year. And I think that's, what made the biggest difference.
Last year, you guys, obviously, we've had a lot of things happen with COVID-19 and everything that's gone on. But one of the craziest things that I've seen is I was calling that game that you guys did. I believe it was against Lubbock Christian.
Right.
And really, as the game's going down, we're starting to find out, and kind of whispers are circling throughout the crowd and probably into your dugout, I imagine. Talk about what that situation was like, especially at the time being a senior that did not know your future, and just kind of how that game broke down and how the information got to you.
It was crazy that, before I had showed up to the field that day, like I had heard of COVID, I had Corona, but, I didn't even know what it was, how bad it was. And we get to the dugout before BP, I believe, and Coach Meade was like, hey, this is it right here. You seniors, this is your last game. And it was just like, oh man, like you don't really know how to feel before that. You don't, it's kind of tough to get yourself mentally ready to play and stuff. And, like you said, rumors were swirling during the game and you're hearing stuff and it's hard to kind of lock in on the game. I know for me personally, I struggled, wanting to be there because, it's your last one. You don't really know how to feel, but luckily they gave us another shot at it.
Certainly an emotional moment. You guys got the win.
Yes, sir.
You did find out, however, that you do, if you chose to, and you have chosen to come back here to Tarleton State University.
Right.
Can you talk about why you made that decision? You had to do, if I'm correct, you have your degree, but you wanted to come back. Why is that?
Honestly, it was a pretty easy decision. Another year of ball is better than, starting your life, starting to work, going to work. And, the coaching staff here and all my teammates, it was an easy decision to come back and hang out with those guys and get another year to try to do something special. So
it's good to come back if you've got that support system in there for sure. And
right.
Like you had you had a great year, I should say, off the field as well. You are Student Athlete of the Year, one of our 4. Can you talk about what that award means to you and how you got it?
It means a lot. Not only athletically, but to get recognized from an academic standpoint. You don't see what we're doing off the field, outside of practice and all the work we put in, before practice, after class, after practice. A lot goes into it. Lots of study hall hours. It's nice to be recognized to see all that hard work pay off. And for me personally, I know academics are a big deal in my family. And when I started out my college career, it didn't start out great academically, and you just kind of have to put your head down and get to work. After that, it's kind of a wake-up call, especially coming here.
Well, you've done a great job, obviously, getting that award. What have you been doing? I mean, that's a big question. I think behind you there, I see some video game controllers or something like
yeah.
that. Are you a gamer? Are you a guy that likes to get outdoors? What are you doing during this time?
I didn't think myself to be much of a gamer until all this. They came out with the new Call of Duty. I've been doing a little bit of that with the guys, and been working out, kind of trying to stay in shape, ready for the season. I have made some trips out to the deer lease, just kind of get away from everything. Nothing crazy, but a little bit here and there.
You told me also that I heard a rumor, maybe it was a little birdie that told me you been messing with stocks and maybe a stockbroker or something like that. What is that?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't really know how I got into it. Really, I saw I think it was an Instagram ad for just getting into stocks, and I started looking it up. And I actually been doing that quite a bit over quarantine. I just started YouTubing and looking at stuff and investing and stuff. And I think so far it's gone pretty well, but I think it's something I'd want to look to, pursue in the future.
Is there anything else that you think people, you want them to know about you, that they might not know just if they came and watched you out at Cecil Blue Field?
I don't know. I'm a pretty straight up guy. What you see is what you're going to get. It kind of seems like I'm not too crazy,
All right. One last question, and this is kind of one we've been asking. Who's your favorite athlete? Who'd you look up to growing up?
Favorite athlete? Honestly, when I was younger, coming through high school, Bryce Harper was a big guy for me. I'd say now, Cody Bellinger, just because I kind of replicated my swing after him. But coming up, yeah, Bryce Harper was definitely the guy for me, just because his story coming from being drafted as a 17-year-old, and I think he dropped out of high school and got drafted early. I just thought that was really cool.
Must be nice, right?
Sorry?
Must be nice to be able to get to do that.
Yeah, it must be nice to be number one at 17 years old.
Well, Blake, man, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time, and good luck to you this upcoming season. We really enjoy watching you, and hopefully you'll shoot some more into those trees and trim some trees over there at the field.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me on today.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Blake, for joining us on To The Point. For the Tarleton Sports Network, I'm Byron Anderson. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Tarleton Sports. Until then, thanks for joining us, and everybody out there, stay safe.
Everyone is trying to do their part, especially now. And your Ford dealer is built to lend a hand. If your vehicle needs service, just call. Ford service centers are essential to your community and are still open. Find out about pickup and delivery options from participating Ford dealers. Plus, they've implemented enhanced cleaning measures for added peace of mind. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us do our part and help take care of you.